welcome Harrison Hacks.
Hey patrons, welcome back to Harrison Hacks. Today, obviously you can see by the background here, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about a PSX Classic Edition build that I want to do for Windows. So I don't want to make it too huge. It's a CD based system obviously, so the games are rather large. I mean, what I have so far, mostly all the games will run through PSXE 2.0.5, and this has all the filters and plugins and stuff like that included with it. So you guys can go ahead and you can modify this quite easily. The other thing that I'm going to be including is RetroArch, or RetroArch, however you want to say it. But basically, the reason why I want your guys' input is what games would you guys want in this build? So I want to limit it to one game per person. So you pick your favorite game from the PlayStation 1, and I'll ensure that all of the patrons who comment on this post, whichever game you choose, will be included in the release. I may do a separate release. I may do a patron-only release that's a little bit larger, and then a smaller public one. But we'll have to go from there and figure all that out. As far as why I'm going to use RetroArch for some games is anything that's multi-disc, you know, Final Fantasies and stuff like that, any multi-disc games, PvP format is the easiest format to use for those games so that you don't have to do the swap disc and stuff like that or mess with anything like that. It'll just auto switch discs for you. So that's why I wanted to include RetroArch for those certain games, but everything else will be run through EPSXE. So it's a great emulator. Someone had mentioned it to me before, and I tried it out, and I was very happy with the performance of it, as well as how much you can modify it. So if I launched it up, I'll just show you here real quick. So I never mess with the CPU overclocking. I never do the GPU mode. I keep everything pretty much set. You could do widescreen if you want here. So sub-pixel precision, you could do a widescreen version. You have cheat codes. If you do the config, you've got your plugins. So you can do video plugins. I mean, all that different stuff. There's just so much that you can set up. So everything's going to be included for you to just click a button and you're rocking and rolling, just like my other Classic Edition builds. But I wanted to get your guys' input as far as what games you want. So you tell me what you want. I mean, I can go in right now. I believe I have them. Are they in here? No. Right here. So right now there's, let's just do the queues because the bins would make it double. Now what I want to do with this build, so we're looking at 146 games, which is, you know, too much. It's far too much. And the reason why I want to cut it down is this is massive, and I don't want it to be a massive build. The pack for Vintage Collection is going to be huge. It's a lot of games. But the Classic Edition, I wanted something nice and light. You can take away games you don't want. And I'm going to leave the ROM list set up so that when you throw a game in there, as long as it's named correctly to match the box art, that it's going to just add it right to the PSX Classic Edition build. So I'll get more into that once the build is released, and I'll do it in the how-to video. And during the how-to video, I'm going to show you guys how to add games, remove games, so on and so forth, and make sure that the naming conventions are good to go. So you can see right now, I mean, I'll use Chrono Cross as an example. So we have disc 1 and disc 2. So once you get to the end of disc 1, you're going to have to, you know, do a couple extra steps to get to disc 2. Where if I do the PvP format for these multi-disc games, you don't have to do that. It's already all discs in one file. So I guess what we'll do here is I'm going to let you guys go, and you post in the comments, please, just one game per person. And if you change your mind and you want to switch a game, just delete your original comment with the other game and leave the comment of the game that you actually want. And I will fit each and every patron request into the build, and once it's released, it'll be posted here on Patreon. And then eventually I may do a public release as well, but like I'll probably cut it down to something a little bit less significant. But I mean, I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'm very grateful to all my patrons for you guys' support for my channel. I try to put out as much content as I can for you guys, and I'm also starting to do more reviews and how-tos. One thing that sets my reviews apart from others is I don't get this stuff sent to me, and I feel like a lot of reviews, they're a little nicer than they should be with certain things, because they don't want to slight the companies, because then the companies will stop sending them products. I use my money to pay for the products, because that way I can give an honest review. And even if something was sent to me, I would not be nice if it was junk. I want to give a completely honest review for everything that I review. So with that said, I really do appreciate you guys' support, and I mean, I'm forever grateful, and I'm going to continue to do as many builds and as many how-tos and reviews and all that kind of stuff for you guys. So thanks again, and have a good day.